Hi, I'm Andrew Armstrong and welcome to the Back Office Teardown Lab. I'm going to be trying to fix this Dreamcast, and just to let you know what it did, I got this on bargain basement at Plat Expo for £5, non-working. I've plugged it into the TV and it does come on and it just shows the date and time and you can't progress. The CD or BD ROM drive does spin up and stuff, so that sounds like it's working. So I've read on the internet that it could be a fuse in the controller, so I actually have ordered a replacement fuse kit and battery upgrade and stuff, because there's the batteries in here apparently die too. But while that's coming, I thought I'll just jump in there and I can check if it's that, and maybe just do a temporary fix potentially, and I can just run to the lounge and plug that in and see if it's worked while we're waiting for the actual stuff to come, because when the actual stuff comes we can fix it properly. So the first thing I've done, of course, is taken off the modem. It's interesting that the modem is an attachment, isn't it? It's like, I've never seen one without a modem, but I guess it was a very early accessory. And they obviously managed to get the accessory to market before the console shipped. But the Dreamcast is not one that I've really played much. I don't have much of affinity with it, but I believe it's Sega's last console, and it came out around the PlayStation 2 time. So I think they probably rushed it to market because maybe they knew that Sony was making something, and that's where it kind of fits in the chronology. Holy smokes, that was easy. That was super easy. Just 4 screws and you're in. Okay, right. So the reason I wanted this one, if you didn't watch the last unboxing video, was that I wanted to upgrade it to a BD emulator, so that I could put an SD card in here with ROMs, basically, because I do have some games, but I've always wanted to try the ROMs so I could try the other games, basically, I haven't got hold of. So that's really why I was looking for a broken one, because I wouldn't feel bad mashing up a broken one. So all you need to do, though, that's obviously the drive. And I can't believe how tiny this is. I'm thinking underneath there is the PCB. By the way, if you're going to do the upgrade, you need to look for 2 things. It should say 3v3 here, 3.3v on the bottom. And if you look at the bottom of your Dreamcast, it will definitely need to say 1. I know that much because I ordered the bits to do the upgrade. Now the bit we need to do is, there's a fuse in here somewhere, one of these, and it's this one, look, F1. So that's the fuse. Then you've got a capacitor, and there's the battery that's nearly always dead. So if you look at the upgrade kits, or you can just buy the parts, you replace that battery. Mostly people replace it with a holder, so you can just put that in and out and use a rechargeable. The rechargeable cells are actually quite expensive compared to the standard cells, but you only have to do it once. But this is the fuse we're going to try to replace. I'm going to put my meter into continuity, and what that means, if you're not aware, it just means it beeps when it detects a circuit. So I'm going to put it through the fuse. Look, no noise. So there is absolutely nothing between the fuse. Now, so this is a bit of a nasty thing you can do. If you are just wanting to test that now, so you know that fuse is gone, and they say sometimes to do with a damaged Dreamcast controller, or you're plugging them in and out when the wires are damaged and the unit's on. It blows that fuse. Now, clearly, I don't think they'd fit a fuse if you didn't need it, so I would always advise you get a replacement. However, I do have an Atari ST poly fuse, because I do make an Atari ST USB adapter, and I have poly fuses for that. So what I'm going to do is go grab one, and we'll just see if we can just cut this from the top and fit the poly fuse, because it's temporary anyway until the kit comes. Right, so let's see if we can do this. I've got the poly fuse right here, and I'll zoom in on that a bit later, but first of all, let's see if we can get rid of this existing fuse. I believe all you need to do it properly is there's 4 screws like this, 1, 2, 3, 4, and you could just get the board out, flip it over. But I'm going to go for broke and do it from the top. I'm going to probably remove this bit of ribbon cable though, because I think if you touch that, the soldering iron, you're going to just destroy it. I'm going to bend that ever so slightly back, and I'm going to cut the fuse out as close to the bottom as I can. There you go, jumped out. Now it does look like a resistor, so be careful. I'm pretty sure it's not a resistor, that's just the fusing value. I don't know what it is. I think it's 400 milliamps, and I have no idea what value these ones are. I think they're comparable. Yeah, let's just put it in. I can't remember what value I used. It would have been definitely a few hundred milliamps, which I think is okay. Now the difference between these polyfuses is that they are self-resetting. So if you had the same issue again, the fuse would fuse out, but then it would reset itself when it cooled down or when you power cycled the device. So that's going to be handy. I don't know where my brush cleaner is, but it's got me dirty tip. So I'm just applying some solder. So I've got somewhere to solder. I'm not going to really try to push the legs into the holes, but you might find the existing pins do drop out from the top when you do it this way. So you're going to need yourself some tweezers if you're going to try to get in there without getting burnt. So I've got my polyfuse, just setting that up here like that. And we'll do one leg. So the leg is in, and while that's cooling, I'm just going to splay it slightly because it's ever so too narrow, and that makes it reach over now to the other side, which I will now touch up. Boom, good. And then I'm going to touch the previous one up again, just in case it moves slightly, owing to the splaying. So I can show you what that looks like. There you go, right there. That's easy, isn't it? I mean, to be honest with you, if it wasn't for the battery, I probably wouldn't bother coming back in here again, because I think that's going to be a pretty permanent fix. So let's pop that back in. And then before I put the lid on, I'm going to go test it. I've got this on the bench, and I'll plug it straight in, turn it on. Ooh, still very dead. Let's work our way through the ports, because sometimes it could be the port. Aha! I definitely saw something there. So I'm pretty sure. Let's see how we do this. If we does it. Yes, we're going to have to sort something out with that port. Just unscrewing it. Obviously, make sure it's unplugged if you're playing with it. There's a little live components here, and just one fingertip touch, and you'll blow yourself away. Right, so I've loosened those 4 screws. Come on, get out. Oh, look. I wasn't really sure it wanted to come out, but a little bit of cajoling, and it seems like you can get it out. Oh, there you go. Probably ought to unplug this fan first. That's okay. Let me get in there. Such thin wires. Right. Nice. Let's have a look. I think I have spotted the issue. And it's a pretty obvious issue once you get in there. It's missing the pins. They look pretty frazzled. So that's different fun and games altogether. It means I'm going to have to desolder those 2 points there and get that out. Do I want to do it at this juncture though? That's the question. Well, I suppose we could desolder it. It's probably possible to buy a whole replacement board with everything on it, but let's try to desolder those while we're at it. Plug my soldering iron back in. Ow, still a bit hot. Let's plug that back in. At least get the pain out of the way. So you can't even swap like the 2 sides. They come in pairs, so that's kind of a bit disappointing really. Otherwise I'd have just swapped one around. It doesn't look like there's any way of repairing it. It could be, you see, that the pins might still be in there but just be flattened, as if somebody shoved something in there. Well, we've got nothing to lose. Let's just prise the lid off. Work our way into it. In fact, that shielding is probably of little consequence at this point. So let's just get the shielding off. Crikey, the PCB's bending. Yes. There we go. Yeah, it's a thick old piece there. That's all part of it. I think the Dreamcast controllers, yeah, they actually mate up with that electrically. Okie dokie. Yeah. With a bit of cajoling, you get to this stage where you pop that out. Now, something interesting, it might be feasible to repin these. If you can't get hold of them, but you can get hold of damaged ones, let's just see if it's feasible, because these are the old pins. As in the broken ones. No, I don't think we will. If you could grab those with something vigorous enough, you might be able to pull them back out. Let's get pliers. As you can see, I've put the wire straight out for now. I'm just going to pull it. Oh, there you go. Oh, it does have, it looks like it does have a pin. Maybe it's just lost its spring. Maybe someone's wedged something in there and it's lost its springiness. Let's try the other one. So these are the two bottom ones. Oh! So what happens if we spring them back and then shove them back in the hole? Let's try that again. And just put them back in. That would be cool if that works. The final moment of truth, I've shoved it back in after I've made my little fixes there. Turning on the power. Hooray! That's good, isn't it? Just going to wrap it all up, put it back in the box, and we're done. So if you've liked this video, please like, share, subscribe, say hello to me in my Discord channel, leave a comment down below. As ever, thanks for watching.